Damn it. Another thing, these narcissists pretend like they care and compassionate and understanding when they want to. Now he gonna throw in my face about not coming to funerals, trying to haunt me, really. Now I sat down and I broke down to this nigga, my brother Wyatt, how when my foster dad died, that was my main dude, my favorite dude. Told me he would die for me, bruh. I didn't understand death. I was 9 years old, but remember, subtract a couple of years from me at 9 years old, because I wasn't quite 9 years old in the mind. Just like I'm trying to explain to this dummy, I wasn't quite 7 in the mind. Okay? I wasn't quite 9 years old in the mind. I mean, I explained to him. I was like, what? Almost 4 when I started walking? Same with my daughter. She's like 6, 5 or 6 when she became fully potty trained. I don't remember how old I was when I became fully potty trained. Huh? My daughter was like about 4 years old when she fully, about, wait, no, she about 3 when she fully started walking. About 3. She wasn't walking like normal babies at 9 months and shit. No. So like I said, subtract from what I'm about to tell you. When my foster dad died, okay, my foster mama, one time we came home from Bible class. It was December 16th. Friday night, we come home from Bible class. And the rumors that my family spread was that my foster mama was having a lesbian relationship with another woman. She was cheating on him and had to kill him before he found out, or whatever crazy shit they said. Said she was a lesbian. Said that she killed him. Which I was like, that might be true, because she told us we had to go to bed early. And then talking about Mickey was the nurse on call that night. That don't make sense. I don't really believe how they know fully that she was the on call nurse that night. That don't make sense. Okay, but anyway, Mickey is her biological sister, my foster mom biological sister. But okay, whatever they said. Okay, he went from having pneumonia, pink eye to pneumonia to having a massive stroke. All I know is the next day I was looking for my dad. We had to go by our foster grandma house and crazy shit like that. We come back, foster we come back to my foster mama house one of them days, and a whole bunch of people. I'm like, oh, we about to have a party. Hey. I'm like, wait. I ain't never been in no sad party before. Why everybody sad? They take us upstairs. My foster mom, everybody surrounded her crying. So I was like, where my daddy at? And she's like, he's gone. Like, gone? Okay, he's coming back? She's like, no. So I'm angry. I'm like, he lied to me. He lied. So everybody trying to calm me down. I'm pissed off. Everybody said they ain't really tell me what the fuck going on. So here it go. December. Okay, no. It was December 11th. December 12th when he passed away. Okay, so December 17th was his funeral. I'm like, I'm coming up in there. Like, why we come here to watch some dead man? No. I said, why we come to church to watch some man sleeping? I'm 9 years old. I'm like, why we come to church to watch some man sleeping? Like, who is this man? You know, I ain't know what the fuck going. Oh my goodness, the images. Okay. Woo. It's hard to talk about. Okay. So all I know is I made an angel on a plate with some gold paint. Ooh, this hard to talk about. Oh my god, the images. I still remember to this day. I'm about to cry. So here is my foster sister Shelly, like, touch him. I'm like, no, who is that? She like, it's your daddy. I'm like, I didn't recognize him, y'all. He was like slender. They had like a jerry curl in his hair, dyed his hair cold black, brushed to the back. Some crazy shit about my foster mama said that he had grown to 7 feet. All I know was he was real slender. And he had his fingernails painted white. And he had a gray suit. His casket was gray. His skin was darker. Oh my goodness, I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember exactly what it looked like. Fuck. Okay. He did not look the same, y'all. Okay? He didn't have his chinky eyes like he did in real life. She's like, touch him, touch him. I'm like, no. She's like, touch him. He gonna wake up and give you a kiss. I'm like, hell no. I didn't recognize him. And so I'm like, I felt like she was trying to play me. I'm like, that is not my daddy. And I didn't understand that. When she said he gonna wake up and give me a kiss, I'm like feeling like some stranger is gonna wake up and grab me and give me a kiss. So I'm like trying to break and run, and she's like trying to grab me at the same time, like kiss him. And she's all laughing, and I'm like, no. And I broke out and I ran. Mind you, I'm 9 years old with a mental problem. So I'm running my foster. I ran in the hallway, really trying to run the fuck up outside and run home. Like, y'all got me fucked up. Foster mama grabbed me and slapped flames out of me with all them rings on her fingers. What the fuck is wrong with you? You embarrassing me. I'm trying to tell her what's going on, and she slapped me, talking about, stop. Don't you embarrass me. You embarrassing me. And I'm like, but Mom, I'm trying to tell you. She told me, don't go back there, sit your ass down. Don't you say a fucking word. You punish me, you get home. All I know is I started having weird thoughts the whole time I'm there. Just something felt eerie and weird. But that wasn't the development of my PTSD. My PTSD was because that year was the year that I'm like, I can do this. I'm not scared of scary movies no more. I got this. Then that happened. Terrified all over again. I left that night. I'm like, I still feel like that was my daddy. I don't know where my daddy at, but that ain't my daddy. I don't care what they say. So I'm like having nightmares. And that was confirmation that that was my daddy. Development of my PTSD, where I'm having nightmares. And the nightmares was crucial, y'all. Waking up. And in the nightmares, I'm waking up to go to the bathroom. And I'm feeling flesh with a suit on. Touch me, bump into me, and grab my head like this. And I'm trying to run. I run out the house, and there he is. I run back in the house. So I'm trying to fight him off. It's him that was in the casket. So then I'm trying to run back out. And then it's multiple of them. And I'm just like fighting. I wake up the next morning, every night now, with bruises on my face, or terrible headaches, bruh. Like scratches on my face. Where I've been fighting as a child. Then I'll have nightmares of where I'll come home from Bible class, and instead of my bed being there, laid out, it's his casket. And you know what? To this fucking day, I still have nightmares about that man. Where that room next to mine, where he used to smoke and chill and hang with his friends, and that little living room. Where's the real front door? Technically, you go up the stairs and there's that door in that house. I used to be terrified of that fucking door. when it would be shut, my heart will pound when all the lights are off. Sometimes I still have dreams of being in that house with all the lights off and turning that hallway light on, knowing that that casket is in that room to this day. And I'm 37 years old. Second incident. My husband. And I told my brother about this, and he got the nerve to throw in my face what he threw in my face today. My husband convinces me to go to this man in my Bible class because he knew me since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, to go to Mr. E funeral. He passed away. I go to, now first of all, when I went to my foster grandma funeral, I was scared of her too, because it looked like her tongue was out like this. And I think Candy mentioned something about that too. But anyway, going to Mr. EJ funeral, he was dark-skinned as well. I think it was a thing about going to dark-skinned people funeral. I don't know. But I went there because my husband talked me into going. He said he going to be with me the whole way. He knows what I've been through. He going to be with me the whole way. I go there. 2 different religions competing over songs to sing and shit. When I first walk up in there, we going to view the body. My husband's with me, and I go to turn to my husband to hug him. He not there. He gone. Like that. I'm like, wait a minute. I know I'm not fucking tripping. So then, I don't know what happened. If my husband took off and went and sat in the car or what. But I'm sitting in the back of the funeral the whole time by my goddamn self. After the funeral over with, and they had that man with a smile on his face. I'm like, bruh. Creeped out, right? So, after the funeral, I'm like, during the funeral, I'm having nightmares because, like, not nightmares, but crazy thoughts because of the tension between the 2 choirs have, beefing and shit. I'm having visions of this man's casket setting on fire, raising up and tumbling toward me, and me trying to run out, and then there's a river, and so now I have to decide if I'm going to drown in this lake or get burnt by this burning casket. So then after the funeral's over, so I don't know why I kept seeing burning casket. After the damn funeral's over, my husband's like, hey, I'm looking for my husband, all around for my husband. And so they rolled the casket out to the back. My husband like, Brandy, hey, he called me in this hallway. And he steps outside, he's like, look. And I'm like, what? And I look over this way, and they pushing Mr. EJ's body through the flames. My body couldn't process that. They're pushing his body through flames. Life is out of him. He's gone. So he's not going to be, and hollering. He's still got that smile on his face. And they're pushing his body through flames. So I holler. I'm like, I'm hollering for you, bro. But at the same time, I'm hollering because I'm freaking out. And they're like, hey, what are you doing here? You can't be back here. My husband's on the other side of the wall laughing. I broke the fuck out running. I told my brother Wyatt about that. He talking about something. Oh, damn. That should have been a red flag right there. I should have told you right there what type of nigga he was. But nah, he talking about something. Oh, I think that dead people are nasty and gross and all this crazy shit. And it's a part of my PTSD. I have nightmares. Just like me being raped is a part of my PTSD. But my family uses it against me. My family uses funerals against me. My brother was using me. He's trying to trigger my PTSD the whole time he been here. No, I don't fuck with scary movies, but hey, come watch this scary movie with me. Knowing I'm in the bed sick, trying to take fucking antibiotics. So all you gonna do is sleep all day? Half the time, if you may have heard slight snoring in some of them videos, it's him. Or you heard a man talking in the fucking bathroom, slamming doors and shit, and some of them back videos, that's him. He telling me he don't want nobody to know he here, but he talking loud as cup on the fucking phone and shit. I'm like, this boy dumb as hell. Third situation, we at my mother's funeral. My little brother holding my hand. I'm nervous as hell. Now, mind you, I'm sick off of blood pressure medication. I didn't know it at the time, but I couldn't keep food down for shit. Coughing, I'll cough until I projectile, throw up everywhere. Like Cinepril. Threw up. Was constantly throwing up and stuff. So every time I'm standing over the casket, I'm praying I don't throw up over my mother. So my little brother sitting there holding my hand. So I'm thinking we all joining in unity. He gonna play some type of fuck shit where he picked up my hand and mashed it on my mama's hand in the casket. And I seen that my fingerprints, you know, like when you touch your hand, your fingerprints bounce right back up. My handprint stayed in her hand. And I freaked out and tried to run. And here go Wyatt, grab me and catch me. And he's like, no, trying to turn me around, talking about, no, you have to face reality. You have to face reality. And I pushed him off of me and I snapped and I said, how the fuck y'all want me to face reality and half of y'all up in here fucking high and drunk?
True story.
And then everybody talking about me, but they don't want to talk about my oldest brother, Pete, was in the front fucking row. Knocked out sleep the whole goddamn funeral. Drunk as hell. Snoring. And that old tacky ass pastor they had to preach at my mother's funeral.
Jeez.
Not to mention, there was only like a handful of people that was at my mother's funeral. While and the whole time he telling me, talking about these people that I barely know them, but him and the rest of the family know them like, he talking about them like a dog. Telling me about some lady named Bird, saying that she was lecturing my brother Mark, saying, you see, that behavior right there? Your brother can't protect you. Your brother can't save you. That behavior right there is going to get you killed. Or some shit like that, she said. But my brother was talking about my sister Ramona like a dog, talking about she kicking it with people that didn't even show up to our mama funeral. But all of a sudden, I'm the villain. I'm the bad person. And then at my mama's funeral, I freaked out because we sitting there and I'm trying to be strong because I'm scared.
Right.
Like the first time we went to view the body before we went the second time to the actual funeral, I passed the fuck out. Didn't I pass out? That first time.
I held you because you was like,
I was freaking out when we had to go pick out the casket.
I was holding. I was like, all right, I'm here.
Like I'm scared. Like people scared. I'm scared of snakes. Like people are scared of fucking, I don't know, fucking bees, roaches. Like it's a fear in me. Like, and they can't understand that shit.
Right.
I can't explain it. And I feel like I shouldn't have to apologize for it.
You don't.
But it's a fear in me. I can't that they fucking did to me. But they keep using it against me on top of that. And then the lights start flickering on and off at the funeral. And all of a sudden,
you start sweating.
Yeah, my biological mama started sweating. I never seen that before. I didn't know dead people sweat.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I started freaking out and I broke the fuck out and ran. But also when I ran, I went to throw up.
Yep. Yeah.
And then whatever else was going on, I started like Candy was with the forced diarrhea thing. I had an issue with it for a while. From then on, it started like at the doggone repast. To the point where I had to wear diapers for a while. You know what the family did? They started laughing at me and spread a whole rumor about me and the family about me having to wear diapers.
That's a damn shame.
And it was a whole damn health issue.
Pathetic.
To the point where I almost died that following year. My blood sugar went up to 720.
Yep, sure did.
Did my family come to visit me?
No.
Fuck no.
Sure didn't.
And then somewhere around that time also, they had to put me to sleep to put a tube inside of me, to put a camera in me, and discovered I had Helicobacter pylori.
Yep.
I had to take antibiotics for like 2 or 3 months to get rid of that shit. Then the next day after, my blood sugar was 720. After I got out the hospital in that situation, the next day I had to go to the hospital to get a biopsy of my cervix. Snip, snip. You know how painful that is?
Yes, indeed. Ooh.
Where was my family? I had to go save a girl from being raped, and I had to protect this and that, and fuck out of here. But we have to go save this one. We have to go save that one.
Right.
But when it comes to Brandon been in there. He's sitting there about this situation with Candy. I said, nobody gives a fuck. I said, let me tell you something. I said, nobody was there for me with that situation when them boys held hard tied and raped me and did whatever. He gonna look at me and say, but you made it through though.
Wow.
But then tell China bud out the conversation.
Wow.
I said, yeah, but y'all also, when I called you and told you that I had been raped and that there's blood, I'm diarrhea and blood and stuff, I'm in the hospital, nigga, you bust out laughing. There she go with those rape stories again. Nigga, you bust out laughing.
He didn't want to hear that. He got real angry. He didn't want to hear that.
He didn't want me to say that in front of China.
I already knew it. Hello?
I've been telling this shit to China for years.
Hello?
He don't want China to know what kind of monster he is. Why? I'm talking about. Bust out laughing on the phone. There she go with those rape stories again. And I'm like, are you serious? I called my mother-in-law. I don't believe you. I think you just trying to get Dwayne to come home. I'm calling everybody, calling my family for help. How that Bible said, I looked for help and there was none to be found.
That's it. That's it.
And yeah, nigga, you right. I did make it through by myself without none of y'all bitches. Without the help of none of y'all bitch ass, lame ass niggas. And y'all always talk about these sorry ass niggas in the family. And guess what? You the main sorry ass one. How you gonna bust out laughing at your baby sister being raped? Pregnant.
They could have killed. Man, look.
They had the gun to my head. All they had to do was pull the fucking trigger. They said I was the first person they ever let live, nigga. And then I'm telling him I'm still seeing a therapist about this shit. His response was, that's how you know it's not true.
Had they killed you and that child, then what? Had they killed you and them...
Those children, because I was pregnant with Ivan, and they took Raven somewhere and brought her back with a clean diaper on backwards and hid her under a bunch of covers naked.
Had they killed
robbed me and raped me, really, stole my car.
Had they killed you and them children?
And I told him they found the gun in the back of my trunk.
What was they?
I turned the gun to the police. They had their IDs and all that shit in my car. Explain that. Explain how them niggas came back looking for me.
They'd have been screwed up.
Did you have something to do with it, nigga?
No.
Is that why you bust out laughing? You sick.